Hello and welcome to this, my Carbidopa Sofa. Through this channel, myself and two other classmates hope to help you broaden your horizons in your understanding of disease and medicine and the sciences as a whole. Speaking of, hey guys.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, so I'm Lynn, and for the duration of this channel, we will be producing videos focusing on the body, disease, and medications of all types.
Hi everyone, and my name is Brandon, and we hope that from the Carbidopa Sofa, patients, their families, and just curious minds in general might be able to learn more about medicine and in general broader topics.
To begin our adventures into the body, I hope to set the mood a little bit for our future videos. To do this, I hope to bring your attention to two separate individuals living about 200 years apart. The first was born in late 1493 under the legendary name of, which I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, but most of us might know him more under the name Paracelsus. Paracelsus will serve as a mascot, if you will, for this channel. I'm a little biased towards really liking the guy. Not because he was some crazy before his time savant or anything like that. On the other hand, he was actually wrong in many cases, but he was more correct about many things at his time than most were. He serves as a fantastic reminder that in life and in medicine, there is never a definitive answer, and every situation needs to be looked at from its own perspective. He serves, more importantly, a reminder of something which today we've almost completely lost touch with. This being that if you look at a drug from the most basic definition, it's merely something that causes a physiological or chemical change, which happens to describe almost every substance that you could think of. This view of what a drug is provides the capacity to identify that it is not the drug itself that is dangerous, but rather the amount of the substance that causes harm. He said, in another language, something along the lines of, all things are poison, and nothing is without poison. The dosage alone makes it so a thing is not a poison. I hope that through this show, we can start to turn away the floodlight of bias which hangs over the term drug. If we modernize Paracelsus's perspective, we see that all things are drugs, and only through dose do we see negative outcomes occur. Don't believe me?
So let's dive a little deeper. To do this, I'll introduce a measure known as the LD50 or the lethal dose 50. We define this term as the amount of substance needed to cause mortality in about half of the test subjects of a tested population. So in other words, if we had 100 test subjects, the LD50 would represent the amount of substance needed to be lethal to about 50 people in the tested population. So it should be noted that the LD50s incorporate a large amount of variables and data that have to be accounted for. So if you do your own research into them, you'll find some variation in the values that are identified for LD50s. The values in this video are based off of rodent subjects, so it's important to know that we really didn't use human data. Therefore, the numbers represented in our video may not perfectly correlate with actual human data. Also, if you have used a substance extensively in the past, you may have developed a tolerance toward that substance. That being said, you may be able to use more of a particular drug or substance than compared to someone who's never tried that substance before. And since you've had it in the past, you won't really experience any ill or negative effects. Let's see what some of these would measure up based off of a 75 kilogram person or someone who is 165 pounds.
Here you'll see different substances listed on the left. On the far right, you will see the amounts of substances needed to be lethal to a 75 kilogram person. For example, with water, a common substance we use each day, can even be lethal to people in large amounts. At the right end of the table, we can see that it just takes around 6.75 liters of water to be lethal to most humans if consumed all at once. Note that these amounts are for rapid absorption of the substance rather than consumed over the course of a whole day. Please feel free to pause the video to get a better look at other LD50s for the other substances.
So it can be seen that LD50s are interesting enough to warrant their own episodes. Substances such as water can even be toxic to the human body when taken in overconsumption and prove to be toxic. With that said, you can identify that a lot of what we will discuss will be centralized around drugs and what they do. We won't use the term such as street drug, illicit drug, legal or illegal. We want to treat all drugs just as that, drugs. It must be stressed that drugs can do a lot of good and a lot of bad. But here on this channel, I want to promote any discussion on drugs, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
This brings us back to our second person of interest, a fellow of the Royal Society, Captain James Cook, an explorer, a cartographer, and coiner of words. With many, high school comes clearly to mind. Drugs are held as an unofficial taboo to be discussed. For scientific thought to be truly unbiased, taboos must be treated no different than anything else. In 1777, Captain Cook visited Tonga and noted the Tongans' complete avoidance of the food he had offered, writing, "Not one of them would sit down or eat a bit of anything. On expressing my surprise at this, they were all taboo, as they said, which word has a very comprehensive meaning, but in general signifies that a thing is forbidden." I close offering this channel as a forum. I welcome requests to cover any substances a viewer finds interesting, be it penicillin, crocodile, caffeine, or bliss. This also includes a specific disease states you'd like to know more about, like fatal familial insomnia, boop or pica, and what it is that they chew.
From all of us here at the Sofa, we would like to extend a big thank you to Dr. Robinson, Dr. Gates, Dr. White, and Professor McLean, as well as the rest of the faculty at Washington State University who have showed us support in making this dream of mine a reality. But most importantly, we would like to thank you all for watching today, and we hope we'll see you some other time.